Hello and welcome to The 7. I'm Anne London. A new wave of COVID infections is sweeping across much of continental Europe. Now, Austria has become the first country in the EU to impose a full national lockdown as it struggles with rising infections. It's also struggling with anti-vaccine sentiment, according to the Austrian Chancellor. And with one of the lowest vaccination rates in Western Europe, the government has decided to make vaccines mandatory for all citizens. Meanwhile, Germany is debating whether to introduce further restrictions. Daily cases rose to more than 65,000 yesterday, the highest since the start of the pandemic. Also dealing with a low vaccination rate, German politicians have agreed a new way of deciding when restrictions will be imposed: hospitalisations per 100,000. So what's the situation for us here in Scotland? Well, compared with Austria and Germany, we have a very high vaccination rate. Almost 90% of the population are fully vaccinated and nearly 30% have already received a booster jab. And that's what is helping to keep hospital numbers down for now. Well, fond memories there of Walter Smith, who died last month. Let's take a look at some of the day's other news now. And in the last hour, an American teenager who shot and killed two men during racial justice protests has been cleared after claiming self-defence. British troops have been sent to Poland to deal with the ongoing migrant crisis on its border with Belarus, a country not in the European Union. The EU, NATO and the US Eastern migrants to the border with the false promise of easy EU entry. And tonight, the country's authoritarian leader, Alexander Lukashenko, says it's absolutely possible his troops have helped people cross into Poland and he won't be stopping the flow of any more. He's been speaking to the BBC's correspondent, Steve Rosenberg.
It's not.
Amy's here now with all your sport news. Hi.
Hi, Anne. Thank you very much. Good evening. Well, the first. There we go, Anne. A busy weekend of sport and, of course, coverage across the BBC, online, on radio all weekend.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
indeed,
Anne.
Amy. And just appearing behind you there is Pudsey, giving us an idea.
What a fright I got there.
Who's dancing behind you there. Children in Need, of course, is tonight. Events are taking place all around the country for Children in Need. The money raised will go to groups and charities across Scotland. Earlier, I spoke to Nathan Evans, the postie turned singer, during his rehearsals ahead of performing live later on here on BBC Scotland.
So, yeah, there's been a good few moments this year.
It's quite a career change from being a postman to being a star performer. Could you ever have imagined being in the position that you're in now?
No, not really. Especially not in. It's just incredible.
Amazing. And what's next for Nathan? What can we expect from you in the future?
So I'm going on tour actually at the start of December. I'm doing a UK tour, so that is the next thing straight away. And then the only thing after that is just hopefully release more music and hopefully everybody likes it. That's all I can do.
Fantastic. It's quite a contrast to your old life, a different sort of busy, I suppose.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. It's like, it's still...
There you go, Nathan Wilson there, making sea shanties fashionable again, I suppose.
Yeah.
They're dead catchy when you get these songs in your head. Which leads me nicely onto the rest of entertainment news with David. And Children in Need isn't the only big TV event this weekend,
No,
is it?
it's not, and that, of course, on tonight, 10 o'clock on the BBC.
All-star audience
I
there.
can't imagine Adele getting a speeding ticket.
No, I don't think so. I
She'd be
think
driven.
she'd probably be driven or she'd get off with it.
Yeah, she would sing.
Yeah,
She would sing,
sing
and
her
that
way
would
out of it.
mesmerise them. Well, the album out today, and it's quite a different album actually. There is a mix, but that's online for you. On the whole, a lot of people like it.
I'm not sure you can say that about Adele, can you?
Well, I know. I don't know who this person is. No name against it, funnily enough. But a mixed reaction, but yeah, on the whole, everyone loving it.
Okay, great. And staying with the music, The Wanted are back.
Yep, they're back after 7 years away. Boy band who burst on.
I'll tell you what, they must have been young first time round. They look exactly the same.
They've not changed much at all. I wonder what their secret is. Anyway, we're chatting to them tomorrow night as well on the Edit, 7:15 here on the BBC Scotland channel. We'll hear from Lady Gaga and more.
Lovely, David. Thank you very much,
you, Anne.
as always. Well, let's see what the weather has in store for us this weekend. Here is Judith.
That's your forecast.
Entry at last there, Judith. Thank you very much indeed. And that is all we have for you. The 7 will be back tomorrow evening with more news, sport and weather. In the meantime, you can keep up to date with all the latest news on the BBC Scotland News website and on all our social media channels. The team will be back with you tomorrow. There'll be more news throughout the weekend. But from everyone here on the team, have a lovely weekend. Take care. Good night.